Let's hear now from our Coors Light Polo Award winner for Sunday's 55th annual Food City 500 in support of Steve Burns' NASCAR Sprint Cup Series event here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Our pole sitter is Matt Kenseth.
What you eating, Bob? Ooh.
With a lap of 14.917 seconds.
Hold on a second. How many of them things have you had so far, Nate? You ate them all? Oh, okay. Okay. All right, go ahead now.
128.632 miles per hour. This is your 14th career NASCAR Sprint Cup Series pole. Your second pole here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Matt, just talk about it. Does it look like things are lining up for you to get that win Sunday?
Man, I don't know. Fontana, I felt like everything was all lined up there, and I got a caution and broke apart in the pits, and then Martinsville, there's a couple runs there. I thought we had a really good shot too. Got a late caution, couldn't get going on the last restart. So I felt like we were headed that direction, had ourselves in position to win a couple, and then Texas happened. We ran just terrible, and I did everything wrong, and just had one of those days. So I hope so. I hope we can get back on the rebound and run like we did the previous couple weeks.
Questions now for Matt Kenseth. If you have one, raise your hand. Nate Ryan has a question, Bob. And then so does Bob Pockris.
I have nothing up here to eat.
Nate Ryan, NBC Sports. You made reference earlier that you feel like you're driving better than you ever had, but you understood that like some people. Yeah.
That's not what I meant to say if I said that.
I think you said something to the effect of you've never driven better than you're driving right now, but some people might take issue with that.
Might have been something to that effect, but I felt like I was pretty clumsy last week. Anyway, go ahead.
You were just lying to us. Your point was like that some people might take issue with that because they know you've been in this drought for a while. So I guess the question is like, do you feel like you have something to prove? I know that drivers don't really care about what other people think, but to some degree, it's been almost coming up on 2 years, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's what I was talking about in that whole thing. I'd have to find the transcript, but I'm pretty sure I didn't say. I felt like I was, The question was, and I was answering earlier, as they were talking about Jeff Gordon retiring, and we're approximately the same age, although he's a little bit older than I am. And if I thought about when I retire, and I said no, because I honestly, I feel as good as I felt 10 years ago. I feel like I do as good a job behind the wheel as I did 10 years ago. I don't feel like, I'm necessarily slowing down or getting worse at my job or any of those kind of things, or maybe I would be thinking about it more. Maybe my owner's thinking about it, but I haven't been. So, but with that being said, yeah, we need to go out and be able to win races. I think, the last couple of years or last year and so far this year haven't been particularly great. Obviously for JGR, I think we only had, now with Denny last week, we got 2 wins that weren't a plate race, I think, in the last year and a half as a company. So, I mean, obviously as a company, we got to get running better. I don't feel like my teammates are running first, second, third, and I'm running 18th. So, I mean, I feel like we got to get all of us running better. Today was a good example of that. We're all in the top 12. We all made the last round. Martinsville, I thought we had 4 cars that would have been in the top 5 there if Carl wouldn't have had a flat tire. So, I think we just, we just got to keep working on it. I certainly got to be better. I need to do a better job, and I know that. And I work at getting better every week. I have, I think, since the first day I came into the sport. I realized how hard it is, and you got to keep working hard to try to stay on top of your game. Kind of tough, I mean, Nate.
Go ahead, Bob.
Bob Pockris, ESPN.
We were friends before that
Virtually,
whole big exchange.
Virtually everybody after qualifying says, it's great, but it's not a real good predictor for Sunday here. At other tracks, sometimes people seem more optimistic or feel like there's more of a correlation between qualifying and race. Why here does there not seem to be as much?
Well, because you didn't talk to the guy who was on the pole. Guy who's always on the pole, right? He says, yeah, it's a big deal for Sunday. So, yeah, I mean, qualifying and racing is different, I think, everywhere. Certainly getting one lap here is a lot different than being good for 500 laps. You got to be able to stay on your tires for a long time. You got to have a good balance at the end of the run. You have to be pretty fast in the beginning of the run so you don't give up spots on a restart, because it is hard to pass later in the run. So, I wasn't really thrilled the way my car drove in race trim today, but in qualifying trim it would run a fast lap. So I certainly think we got some work to do tomorrow, and you'll certainly see, throughout practice, who the better cars are, and those are the cars that run good for longer runs in practice and can keep their speed are the guys that'll be the guys to beat on Sunday for sure.
Who else has a question for our pole sitter, Matt?
I feel like I'm getting beat up today, Kerry.
Here's what happened.
First
Matt.
he said I can't drive, and then he said that, what'd you say again? Oh, it didn't matter that you're on the pole. You could still stink Sunday.
Yeah.
What's next?
I think Stan Creekmore's got a question.
Yeah. That's what's next. All right, Stan, let's hear it.
All right, Matt. During practice or qualifying it, did you have any effect from the safer barrier changes whatsoever?
Nah, not really. So I don't know what year it was. You guys probably know, but they extended those safer barriers. It seems like in the last 3 or 4 years, 3 years, 2 years. I don't know. So after they extended them, when you come off the corner, where you had to come up to the wall naturally, the safer barrier was already there, and then it would go away, and you kind of get a hole in the wall, so you could kind of go back and arc it in some. But where it's actually easier now because it's a straight line. You know, you come off the corner next to the wall, and it's just a straight line until you get to the corner instead of having to be up next to it and then going away from you and coming back in. So it's actually cleaned it up a lot. Good question, Stan.
Okay, Matt Kenseth has been in the media center and twice today, and
I know what you're thinking. One too many times today.
I had to Google you to look at. No, I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing.
All right, with that.
That was bad. That's bad. I only say that out of affection. But anyhow, Matt, congratulations on the Coors Light Pole Award. And your practices here today, Friday at Bristol, and best of luck this weekend.
Good, thanks. That guy either has a question or something wrong with his headset.
You got a question, Chris?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the sponsor list yet, but I think there's a bunch of them coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they enjoy coming out here. Good group of people.
Yes.
It could be worse. There could be a bunch of Duke fans in here. Then he would have a hard time.
Your joke really wasn't that good because it's dead silent. You could hear a pin drop if I went to talk. Everybody's like, I don't get it. I didn't really get it either, but
Okay.
I got it.
Matt, thank you very, very much for being in here today.